Pittsburgh Steelers rookie left tackle Broderick Jones has now started getting first team reps in practice. And also, last year's starter Dan Moore Jr. looks to be the emergency backup at right tackle for the Steelers. And also, a very shocking retire has happened amongst one of the players for the Steelers organization who's only a rookie in the business mid-camp. And just in general, this video is everything you need to know for the first 4 days of the Pittsburgh Steelers training camp. I'm going to cover it all. With that being said, let's start off with Broderick Jones, because he's been getting first team reps with the Steelers the last few days of training camp. It wasn't just this last practice where he started getting the first team reps. Even day 3, he was getting first team reps as well. But last practice, it was more noticeable because Chunks Okorafor was out due to rest. Mike Tomlin gave him a day off, so Broderick Jones was getting all the first team reps at left tackle. And that means the Steelers moved Dan Moore Jr. to right tackle for the day. That just shows their game plan. Even if Broderick Jones doesn't stay getting first team reps at left tackle for the rest of training camp, he's been getting some, and that's a good thing. Because Dan Moore Jr., from reports, he's been struggling a little bit once again this training camp. And Broderick Jones, even though he got beat by Alex Highsmith on a couple plays, Marcus Golden, he really stunned him and really did a good job against him the last 2 practices, where Marcus Golden actually spoke out against him, about him. So I'll tell you his quote in a little bit, but it just shows the Steelers' game plan. If something ever happens and just say Chunks Okorafor gets injured and they don't have a right tackle, that means Broderick Jones will move in as a starting left tackle, and their emergency backup at right tackle is Dan Moore Jr. So obviously they feel more comfortable with Dan Moore Jr. at right tackle than moving Broderick Jones to right tackle if an injury happens. It just shows their game plan, but Broderick Jones getting these snaps at left tackle starting the last couple days at the first team reps is really a good sign for his development, and this early on in training camp, he's just going to continue to get better. Like I said, this is what Marcus Golden had to say about Broderick Jones. Here's the quote. Broderick is going to be a beast, man. He's going to be good. In the future, I got to give him the shake. The guy is balling out. So, that's what the veteran Marcus Golden, who's been in this league, has done a lot of good things on the defensive side of the ball, getting sacks on the quarterback, had to say about rookie Broderick Jones. And even though he's his teammate, he doesn't have to give him all that praise. He could just leave it to a simple answer. But the fact that he took it the extra step and said some amazing stuff about him is a really good sign for Broderick Jones and his development. So that's not the only thing that happened on the offensive line for the Steelers during the last few days of training camp. The last few days, because there were more outs, because Mike Tomlin gave these guys rest days, Isaac Seumalo sat out, James Daniels sat out, we got to see what the Steelers' offensive line would look like if people are out, and who would become the starter if something happened due to injury or something else happens. So, Kevin Dotson, Nate Herbig, those are the guards for the Steelers. And the starting left guard, since Isaac Seumalo was out, was Kevin Dotson. So that means that Kevin Dotson is ahead of Nate Herbig in the depth chart. It makes sense because he was the starter at that position last season. So it makes sense that he is ahead of Nate Herbig in the depth chart. But now that just confirms it. And also the center position, right? The center position, when Mason Cole is not getting first team reps and the second team reps goes around, yesterday's practice, guess who was getting the second team reps? Not Kendrick Green, but actually Nate Herbig started getting center reps for the Steelers. He's been playing more guard in his career. I don't really remember him playing center in his time with the Jets or even the Eagles. So this might be the first time in the NFL he's played the center reps, but I know he's played center before in his career. So the Steelers obviously feel comfortable having him get some reps there, just in case if they need someone to play emergency backup center. And maybe Kendrick Green is not on the team when it comes to the 53-man roster. But actually, 53-man roster, Kendrick Green so far in training camp has been better. But you have to remember, the pads have not come on yet in the practice. meaning that there's no really live action contact other than very, very light. There's no tackling or anything like that. So obviously players are going to look better than they actually are. But Kendrick Green, he's been showing his athleticism, and that's what you can show when you have no pads on. But Nate Herbig, he's been getting some center reps, which is a really good sign. And maybe they decide to move on from Kendrick Green because they feel comfortable with him getting center reps just in case if someone goes down with an injury. And Kevin Dotson, like I said, he was getting some first team reps with Isaac Seumalo out due to rest. So that is really all the updates for the offensive line and everything you need to know throughout training camp that has developed, and that was a developing story. All the starters, all the backups at that position. So that's everything that has went on. And now I'm going to move on to the second part of this video. As you see, shockingly, fullback Monte Pottebaum, who the Steelers signed as an undrafted free agent who did not get selected in the NFL draft this season. They signed him to a contract, but now he is officially retired and the Pittsburgh Steelers placed him on the reserve/retired list, meaning that his career and his time in Pittsburgh has come to an end. So, Monte Pottebaum, he was signed as an undrafted free agent out of Ohio State, and he was the only true fullback on the Steelers roster as of right now, because the Steelers have yet to sign back fullback Derek Watt, and maybe they do now decide to do that because he retired, and maybe they want another fullback on the team, or maybe they just decide to go with Connor Hayward. But anyway, Pottebaum was the only fullback, true fullback on the team who that was his actual position, and he was nicknamed Monty the Mullet, as you see from the thumbnail and the picture on the screen, because of his hair. He was really more popular amongst the Steelers fans because of his hair and kind of his teeth, because he actually looked like a Pittsburgh Steelers player and a Pittsburgh Steeler. So he has officially decided to retire only 3 days into his NFL career into training camp. I guess the heat and the combination of the rain was too much for him to handle. Just jokingly, but he has decided to retire, and I guess he's going to move on to other things in his life. He's only signed a $10,000 bonus when he signed with the Steelers as an undrafted free agent, and now the Pittsburgh Steelers for this season will have only a $3,333 dead money charge for his cap sheet, and a $6,667 dead money charge for 2024. That's not a lot, but Pottebaum, he has decided to retire, and the Pittsburgh Steelers have officially put him on that list as one of the players that has retired. As I touch on briefly, I expect Connor Hayward to fill in the role for the fullback position, but also not just only be a fullback, play multiple positions, play tight end, maybe even go out there for like a little bit slot receiver. So Connor Hayward, I expect him to have a bigger role now that the Pittsburgh Steelers have no other fullback on the team. Even though it wasn't a guarantee that Pottebaum was going to make the roster, I didn't believe that he was, probably the practice squad. But Connor Hayward, he's going to have a bigger role on the Steelers offense this season, playing multiple positions. And I don't think they should sign Derek Watt. I know he's the brother of TJ. I know he's been on the Steelers for a while now, but he hasn't really shown much since his time with the Chargers. He hasn't shown much with the Steelers, and I really don't believe the Steelers should go and sign him. It has not been a rumor amongst the organization, amongst the fans, that maybe we get him back, but I don't believe we should. I believe we should go with Connor Hayward and move on and have these younger guys on the roster. So, with that being said, that's the end of this video. Let me know down in the comments below. How do you feel about Broderick Jones getting the first team reps at left tackle with Chunks Okorafor being out and Dan Moore Jr. moving to right tackle because of that? Would you have thought that maybe the right tackle would have been Broderick Jones and the left tackle would have been Dan Moore Jr.? And also, how do you feel about Kevin Dotson being ahead of Nate Herbig in the depth chart and Nate Herbig getting some center snaps as well? Let me know down in the comments below your thoughts on Monte Pottebaum retiring. Did you like him? Did you want him to make the roster? Or do you believe that he would not have made the roster anyway? So it doesn't really matter that he retired. Let me know down in the comments below your thoughts on all these topics. And also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel down below as well if you like Steelers content, analysis, and reports. Like the video, Turn on post notifications down below for the channel as well, so you get notified whenever I post next year's video. I cover everything Pittsburgh Steelers news, rumors, reports. This is the best spot, so you don't have to go anywhere else. I keep you up to date on everything. So with that being said, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys all later. Till next time, I'm out. Peace.